guys. So you guys know the drill. We got Elaine here. All you gotta do is just raise your hand. I'll mute you. You can ask the question, and then yeah, we can make it through everybody. So who's got stuff?
How do you feel to be the first ever champion of the Survivor trivia competition?
You know, look, when I played Survivor Michigan, big shameless self plug. Watch my season when it comes out this summer.
Damn.
I was like, finally, I get to use my Survivor knowledge for something good. No, this is what I was born to do.
Let's go.
This is awesome. I feel like I am with my kind of people who love the show, who like love all the random details.
I love that.
So thank you guys for doing this. Thank you, Elaine, for coming out. That was fun. Billy, hats off to you, man. That was a close one.
And Austin, please take the first question to Elaine. Go ahead and ask it yourself.
So this is actually for all three of you.
Oh, wow.
So you guys have played some pretty gnarly challenges. And as someone who is an absolute, like, weakling, like, I would die
in
those challenges.
Oh, you? Are you talking about Aaron?
No, I'm talking about me.
Okay.
But, like, how do you, like, prepare to do those challenges?
Depends on who you are.
Yeah.
Some people don't prepare enough, and others prepare too much. I personally rode right in the middle. You know what I mean? I was a busted can of biscuits. Wasn't whipping that into shape like
I feel
Aaron.
like I'm a busted can of biscuits.
Yeah. So it's like I worked on some balance stuff and throwing stuff within my range. It's not like I'm gonna go out and beat Aaron in endurance shit.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. Aaron probably hit the gym harder than ever. Did you, Aaron?
No, I just kind of did my normal thing. A lot of those challenges, like the endurance challenge, that's just mental fortitude.
Torture, yeah.
How bad can you withstand that pain? So that's something that, as a wrestler, I'm familiar with.
I read a couple of books before I went out to help with like mental toughness. One of them, Aaron read the same book I found out on the island. I think that's what bonded us in the beginning. You Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It was a really good book on mental toughness. I read that, and I read, what is it called? The Count of Monte Cristo. So I read that just to kind of get in the mindset of trying to fuck people up. And then I did a lot just a lot of gym stuff.
Good stuff. Good question. Who else got? What we got? Who wants to ask? All right, Jason, I got you. I'm coming at you.
Stacey, Dean is not here, so
my question is for Elaine. When you sat out of the one challenge and got sent to Island of the Idols, was your tribe like originally thinking that might happen? Was that strategic, or was that just a total surprise?
We were saving me for the immunity, right? That's what came to the decision. It's like, we'll set Lauren out because it's reward, and because I was stronger than Lauren in competition, so they thought, well, we'll use Elaine for immunity. And it just so happened that I got to go to Island of the Idols with Rob and Sandra, which I didn't want to go. I was like, yo, I don't want to go. And Jeff was giving me shit about it. He was like, yo, you were setting out. I was like, I know, but I could have watched. I wanted to cheer my team on. But
that was just, we were gonna sit Lauren no matter what, for the immunity challenge. So Elaine was like, I'll take the bullet, like I'll sit out. It wasn't like we didn't want, like, it wasn't like, oh, Elaine, like you're gonna sit out. It was just, we knew Lauren was not going to run in the immunity challenge with us. So
this is for all three of you too. So anytime I watch, I have a huge fear of like bugs, snakes, all that stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of
So does Aaron.
And all these things. So do you actually like see that many snakes, or are they just taking like shots of them for the team?
I killed one. I mean, I didn't. That was the only one I seen, and it was the one I killed. So I mean,
they're out there
in the camp, like just around.
They are out there. So
they're there. Yeah.
When I sleep, I would put my socks over my pants. I would take my hands like this, and then the buff. I had a buff. The buff went over my face with my hoodie on, so I made zero skin contact.
Not getting up in here.
And he still was jumping up like a girl screaming through the night.
I'm not gonna argue.
Yeah, it's real.
We had birds attack us. We had snakes. We had big ass spiders in the shelter. Yeah.
Oh, those crabs that would pinch our noses at night when we slept in the sand.
Crabs would bite us. Yeah, it's real. It's real. It's real. Rats, little mice, rats crawling across.
Oh yeah, the mice. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Oh, the
got
spiders, the big tarantula that sat on Elizabeth.
PTSD. Let's not talk about
Wow.
that.
I think
All
it was
right.
Billy then Sharky.
Yeah. I got Billy. Billy, I got you. Charlie, I see you next.
So I have two questions. First, when is the second chance of this trivia competition?
Wow, you're already in it. The first part of that,
Already.
you can apply so guys, anybody who didn't win today, so everybody but Austin, as soon as the link goes back out next week, you can definitely try to hop back in. We had a lot of people apply for this week, so it really is like a lottery. So as soon as you see the link posted on our social media, just try to get in there and type it in as fast as you can.
And then the second one, was it a coincidence that no one went to the Island of the Idols more than once, or is it like some rule that you can go more than once that just never made it on the show?
No, it was a coincidence because
Yeah.
we actually looked in the bag to make sure that all the names were in there because some people were starting to question on whether or not that was the case. So
When did you do that?
After
we left.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we went through the bag a few different times, and they actually got pissed for us doing that.
Wow.
But they wanted to make sure that all the names were different because they thought that there was some conspiracy behind it because no sane people were going. Like the odds of that were astronomical, and it was actually true because it had every time we drawed somebody, it had all kinds of different names in there. So.
And when Jamal found his in the woods, I don't know what they showed on TV, but Jamal was walking through the woods with Karishma, and there's a note hanging. Technically, anybody from our losing tribe, so me, Aaron, Jamal, Karishma, any of us could have found it. And so one of those people could have already gone once, technically.
Yeah.
Elaine,
So it was random.
Yeah. All right, I got you. Charlie, I got you. Bo, I see you. I'll get you next.
Yeah. So on one episode, I forgot which one it was, Elaine and Missy were wrestling. Who won that?
Elaine took my ass down. Elaine took my ass down. Yo,
I told Missy, I said, stop playing with her because she will fold you up in a pretzel.
No, Missy's fast. I'm slow, but let me get these hands on you. I'm strong, so and I can wrestle a little bit. So
Yeah,
I was just waiting to get a hold of her.
I'm not a wrestler. I figured maybe if I danced around her for 10 minutes, she would want to sit down and like take a breather.
Wear me out.
Yeah, so that would be my strategy. But if anybody I weigh like 100 and maybe 30 to 40 pounds. Like,
and I weigh a lot more than that. So.
I don't weigh anything, yeah. So she took my ass down at least 4 or 5 times. Like we wrestled.
Yeah, but it was the same move. You should have.
I couldn't change. I couldn't fix it. Wow.
It was just a trip. It's a judo trip.
What was your proudest move for all of you guys on Survivor?
Go ahead, Elaine.
Proudest?
Your proudest moment.
Probably when I won. You know, I mean, that's always like whenever you think about playing Survivor, the one thing you envision yourself doing is winning the immunity necklace. And even though it wasn't some huge thing like Aaron beast moding through some endurance shit, like I won it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, I was proud of that. You know, so that was one of my favorites. I know that.
I'm gonna echo that because that first challenge was gnarly. And again, it's just one of those things where it's mind over matter. You know, I look to my left, look to my right. I see Jamal down there, and I knew I wanted it more than him. And I just, in my head, I just kept saying, you know, my wife is home, my son is home. They're gonna be watching this, and I want them to watch me.
Did he tell you to stop?
Yeah, he told me to stop. I was like, I want them to watch me win, because I know that's his most favorite part of Survivor is the challenges.
Yeah.
So for me, it was that first challenge, winning that, putting that necklace on. Yeah.
Damn. I want to say the necklace too, but I don't want to echo both of y'all.
Yeah, but it's still good.
Yeah, I loved winning the necklace. And while we were up there, the one that I got to win was one of the ones. There were 3 challenges that I wanted to win if we ever had them, and it was the one that Elaine and Nora got to do, where you grip the ball and hold it up top. So I didn't get to do that one. And then the surfing one that we just saw on season 40, and then over the water, the one that me and Aaron won, is the first challenge, or it's one of the 5 challenges that Kim won in her season. And Kim is who I want to be like. So for that challenge to have come up, and then I was able to win, but not only win against like my best friend Elizabeth, wow, it was probably the coolest day.
Good stuff. Bo, I got you. What's up, brother?
How often do you guys talk to the people behind the camera, like and people there?
Well, you're not supposed to, but I always made it a point to like try to make them laugh or make jokes, or they would have conversations between themselves and I would answer. Like they're not supposed to talk to us. They're supposed to be like just fixtures in the elements or whatever.
Yeah.
And but like you can talk to them if you need to for some reason or whatever, but
Mm-hmm.
they're not supposed to talk to you like per se.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we
And
were all long. Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry, I have another question after. I didn't realize you.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do they ask you questions in the confessionals, or they're just like, tell me about like this, or how does it work?
Go ahead, Elaine.
No, they asked you questions, and it's kind of, you have to be a good storyteller and to be able to recant things or what's the word? Not recant, like what? Recount. What's the word? You know what I mean? Go back and tell the story.
Recount.
Yeah.
It's like 3 days from now, they're gonna ask you questions about 3 days ago, so you got to be able to go back and like retell the story. That's what I'm trying to say.
In a compelling way.
Yeah, and so they asked you questions, and they want you to tell it like from as if you were in the moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you might see a confessional that I give. For instance, the Chelsea showmance thing, I never called that while it was happening. After we swapped, they kind of led me down, like, all right, so walk us through Chelsea's vote out. And this was after she got voted out. So at that point in time, the reason why she got voted out was not why I wanted her, like, was not what I wanted to have happen. But they basically led me down the path to tell the story the way they wanted the story to be told, which comes up as it's a showmance, which I never ever, like, that was not a showmance, and I never, like, I didn't want Dean gone because of the Chelsea Dean relationship. I wanted Dean gone because I wanted Dean gone. Yeah, so you'll see situations like that where, you know, you'll see a confessional that was told 3 days later about what's happening today, if that makes sense.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much.
You got it. We got
Adrian's too drunk to ask a question. How much you been drinking?
Okay, so which winner that's not on Winners at War would you have liked to see on Winners at War, and why?
Wow, Vesepia, like point blank period, first African American winner, Vesepia. I want to see you.
Mike Holloway.
I was gonna say the same damn thing. Damn. Yeah.
Mike's actually pretty cool, and he got shafted for, well, I don't know full reasons. I know some reasons, but I would like to see him play again.
Yeah, he's hands down, Mike. Mike, good stuff.
Good question.
Honestly, I'm just mad. I hate losing, so I'm over here just like mad.
Let's
like,
go.
I'm like Michelle Fitzgerald when she loses Settlers of Catan. Like, I'm just mad. No, I was like thinking, I couldn't think of anything good, but like honestly, like my greatest fear is like I'm gonna get like cast, and then, you know, they stick me out there in ugly clothes, because don't they like pick your clothes for you? Like, I know they're like your clothes, but then don't they pick? Like, my worst fear is to get stuck out there with some ugly outfit, underwear, or bra. Like, so like, how does that process
Kelsey,
work?
your worst fear in a game where you're starving.
Is how I look, yeah.
Okay, I was just making sure.
You need Survivor in your life. You need it. You need it.
I hear that. I mean, you can put your foot down on some things, but obviously, like, we all have types. Like, Elaine's type would be like the country.
Right,
like,
yeah.
so like we all have a type.
They were your clothes, right? They just got to pick which
They're
one
your
of
clothes, but you send them
Yeah.
in, and if they don't like what you send in or the options you give, they'll tell you to send it back. They'll tell you go buy something else.
So Elaine did wear Nora's top, though. She looked pretty good in it too. Yeah,
she did.
Yeah, they didn't show that.
No, I'm so glad they didn't show
They
that.
didn't show it. Oh man, it's vivid.
No, they showed Basil putting my hair up in pigtails, but they cut out. Thank God they cut out the rest of that. But no, you go on Survivor, it'll cure you of that vanity problem, because you dirty, nasty, you stink, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even care anymore. When we all came back to the airport, we're still like eating after each other, like taking bites of sandwiches and passing them off. Like,
Animals.
all that shit goes out the window. Like, you don't even think about that stuff. You're paranoid about it now,
but
but
random question.
No, you're good.
I'm just mad over here.
All right, it's all right. You feel like the way that I felt when I was sitting
Not
in
a
the gym.
single question. Like, I won the first round 2 days ago, and I didn't get a single question. I think you all conspired against me with my Wi-Fi or something.
Damn, Austin routed through China.
Conspiracy theories already started.
Yes.
Yeah,
Not a single question.
Austin
Adrian,
took y'all out.
You got anything, Adrian? Hold up.
Unmute Adrian. Are you too drunk to talk right now? What's going on?
No, I am fine. I can hold it. But I will second, like, I was fully prepared to lose to Kelsey today. I was like emotionally ready. Like, I mean, second day, that's good, but Kelsey's gonna win. So I am also surprised. Yeah, I have a question. Like, we all fell in love with you as like characters on a TV show, but of course you are like real people. So can you talk about like what it was like to see yourself as on a show, and like how you prepared between like playing the game and watching the show? Like, what was that like?
Let's go. Go ahead, Elaine.
I gotta lead off for
You're
me,
the celebrity guest.
Yeah, for me personally, like what you see is what you get. Like, I mean, I probably got more of a temper than what they showed on TV, but I'm a goofball, and it literally is like who I am. I think it came through. I don't know really how to describe how I felt in between from the time we wrapped until the time it actually aired, and then from when it aired to when it ended.
Yeah.
The range of emotions was,
A lot.
I mean, yeah, and it's because of all the heavy stuff on our season. And it was like the anticipation for the show to start, our expectations were so high. And I think we were a little bit naive for what was to come.
Mm-hmm.
And then when things started airing, is when like reality smacks you in the face and you're like, holy shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I'm that way in real life. So
yeah, so basically what Survivor and TV does is it will enhance aspects of your personality. All right, so what you see on TV, it's you. And they might take the sarcastic, arrogant, chauvinistic aspect of me, and that's all they show, and they blow it up, right? There is a little bit from my personality. I'm more intense, right? Like, so what you saw on TV for me was I'm more intense, but I mean, I laughed, I smiled, I joked.
But he's a goofball too.
I'm a goofball too, but they took the really intense side of my personality and said, all right, that's what we're going to highlight. That's what we're going to show. Yeah. So to be prepared for that, that was almost like part of the game where as a fan, you don't think that, you're going to be hated, or, people are going to be talking, shit about you on social media. Right. You never think that. Right. And like, we're out there, we're having a good time. We like each other. And then we come back and like this whole, it was like a whole nother experience outside the experience itself. Yeah. It was heavy. It was really, really heavy for sure.
Yeah. I feel like, well, I'm a stone cold killer and I drink people's blood for breakfast. So like, I feel it was wild watching it back. Cause like I can be intense. Like when there's $1 million on the line and my family's poor and my family needs the money, I'll kill anybody. I'll kill anybody in the room if we played Survivor together. Yes. But like in real life, very chill, definitely laugh, definitely smile. But I don't think I was prepared. I think to play Survivor for me, I had to get into like a mindset where like this dude has a very young child. And like usually when you see kids, I love kids. I'll see a kid, I'm like, oh, I want to talk to him, I want to be friends. I can't care about this stranger and his cute child right now, because if I do, then I can get voted out for it. So I think watching it back for me was wild. Like watching the Chelsea vote out and we were at Tribal and my face was just like, oh wait, no. It wasn't Chelsea's. It was Ronnie is crying. Vince is crying and I'm sitting in between them and I'm just like not moving. That was shit for me. It was just the wildest thing to see, and to watch it with my friends and for people to text me and be like, bitch, what did you go through? Like what happened to you for that to happen? It was, I could see on my face that I wanted it and I can see that it was serious, but I think I was very like,
it's all about like you prepared totally different than how I prepared. I was going through things emotionally, so I was on a journey, like personal journey, whereas like,
different points in life.
You was coming to kill, where I was like trying to figure out the meaning of fucking life because I just lost my mom. I was going through too much, and so I think it comes down to each player. I said it in the first tribe, we all come in with different baggage, and some of the journeys are a little further, a little harder, a little rougher. And it's the same, like if you look at all the contestants, like everybody came in there with a different mindset and a different frame of mind, and yours just happened to be like kill everybody.
Yeah,
and
like like coming from Elaine was coming from heartbreak and sadness. I was coming from like, I just found out that I didn't have cancer. I'm alive. I just saw Beyonce. Like life was great, right? Like I called it my Oprah year. So coming off of that, my thought process, whatever, however you go into the game, if you think you need to like snipe people down to win, that's how you're gonna win. So yeah, I agree with that. Your mindset and where you are in life before you go in, that's definitely, I think it alters how you play. And then
some people, like some things were portrayed more than others. Like I have an asshole side. Like I can be a freaking douchebag and stubborn as a freaking mule. And that a lot of that stuff didn't get showed because I was made out to be America's favorite. Whereas Aaron, Captain America, was made out to be super aggressive and, you know, more so than he is when he's just a big goofball, punch you in the throat, kind of like goofing around. You know what I'm saying? And so like, nah, bro, like you'd love to throat punch people just like me, right? So it's like, you know, we all like the joke and play, but it's just, they have to have good guys. They got to have bad guys. They got to have people like that's overplaying or underplaying. Like it's just part of it.
And after you play, I think it's really important to protect your mental health because you go through, like Elaine said, you go through every cycle of emotions, right?
Yeah.
Like when I got off the plane, when I got to LAX, I went to the bathroom and cried because like I was just so shocked to be around people, to have my cell phone, to be about to meet up with my parents and stuff. So like shock. And then I just left the United States for 3 months. I just couldn't even take being around normal things because to me, it was just too shocking to be this different version of myself who just lived in the jungle, but then still trying to go sit in my grandma's house and cook dinner. It just felt wrong. So I had to like literally flee the States and go to Europe for 3 months just to decompress.
Yeah.
Whoa. Go ahead.
I've been letting you talk, you know what I'm saying?
You're right. You know what? We'd love to hear your voice too. Aaron is very soft. He needs to be heard. Go ahead, Aaron.
Just to echo what they're saying, you know, if any of you end up playing the game, that's an aspect that you have to really be prepared for. There's no amount of, you know, you might think, you know, you're America's sweetheart and there's no rough side to you, but if it's there, it will be shown.
Hard.
And it's a wake up call. And it's, for some people, they don't realize that's who they are. Or that's an aspect of them. And there's a couple people on our season that did not know that, and they're watching it back and like,
damn.
I'm like, well, I mean, a part of you, yes, but like you didn't know
best friends, yeah.
And it's so it's rough. Adrian, great question, man. Really good question. Really,
the wine did it, bro. Come on, wine did it.
Come on, wine.
I think Brandon, you're the only one that didn't ask. You got a question, Brandon? Here we go. I got you.
All right. So, how was Ponderosa, and like, how much did you think about the game after you got voted out?
Dude, Ponderosa. Wait, so let's go ahead, Elaine, as our celebrity guest. Go ahead.
Well, I only had technically like 3 days on Ponderosa, four nights, 3 days. And I drank most of the time. That's how I coped. It was so hard to come out of the game, and like the shoulda, coulda, wouldas was like ripping me because I really wasn't never game focused. I was just in it for the ride. I was in it for the adventure and in it for trying to find some things. And so I think after the fact is when I started realizing how I messed up, how like I should have done this or I should have done that to enhance my game. I think that messed with me when I got voted out, which I knew was coming. I knew I was going home, and I thought I prepared for it and I was okay with it. And then like, it's like, I don't know. It just, it kind of beat me up there for a minute. It was, so I drank a lot, and it was, so Ponderosa was a good time. I mean, I had a good time, and that last night was awesome. We had a good time the very last night. We had a huge party.
Oh yeah. So for me, you know, kind of like Elaine, like I knew my time was going to come at some point in time. I didn't see any path, especially after the split tribal where it was going to be a smooth sailing for me. So I was preparing myself to get voted out. The reality behind it, you know, obviously it hits once you're on the boat, you're headed back. It made it a lot easier to have Missy with me. Honestly, like I could be singing a different tune right now if I didn't have Missy on that boat, because having somebody right next to you that got voted out the very same night, you could like share back and forth with them. So once you get there, it's food, all you can eat, all you can drink, and everything. So all like life comes back to an extent. I mean, you've got television where you can like watch like videos and stuff like that, not like TV. So you go from lying in the dirt one day, starving, hungry, tired, to air conditioned, sleeping in a bed, showering, cutting your toenails, shaving your face. So it's a hell of a swing. And I was there with a bunch of awesome people. So like, despite what you might see on TV, we all love each other. So there was literally zero like animosity. There was no like arguing. There was no fighting. It was all pretty copacetic for the most part.
I feel like I knew my answer would be different than both of theirs, so I let them go first. I think I was so focused in the game because like what I was coming off of in life, like I really felt like, oh, if I'm gonna play, I finally got picked. I got called to play, or I submitted my tape on the 8th of October and I got called the 9th. So I think in my mind, I was just hard convinced, like this is somehow everything's aligning and you're gonna win the lottery. And so to get voted out and then back to back with Aaron, and to truly like, it was a very true blindside. I didn't expect it. I think I was just in shock. Like you hear in the episode after Aaron leaves, I was in shock to see Aaron die. And that I think like just like totally took my whole life. And then for me to go out too, I don't know what the fuck I was saying to Jeff when he was snuffing out my torch, but I couldn't, like they didn't show you guys the full edit. I was on stage for like 20 minutes trying to understand my life. Like I wouldn't leave the stage because to me, that's home. And I didn't understand why I'm somehow randomly being pulled out of my home. So like being starved and all that. And getting to Ponderosa, I didn't want the food. Eventually I wanted the food. But like I didn't want to eat. I didn't want to sleep. Like I was trying to find me a boat to somehow sneak back onto the island. I didn't take a bath that night. Like I was fucked up. I woke up the next day still wearing my buff. Like it was a very difficult time in the beginning. And I think having Aaron, as much as we bicker, it was nice to have him there as like a grounding presence, because I had spent the entire month living with him, and every swap, every challenge we did, me and Aaron always ended up together no matter what, win or loss. And so to have him there while I'm going through this, it really like, it kept me sane, I think. But the food,
it was the three of us. It was the three of us, you know, plus Elizabeth.
Yeah. So it really just, it kept me together, I think. But it is dope that we had like maids, we had cooks, we could cook for ourselves. We had like anything you want. It's on CBS's dime. It's nice. It's lavish.
Lobster all day.
Lobster all day, every day.
Wow.
Good stuff, guys. All right. Hey, so hope you guys had a good time. I'm going to share this to the cloud. So I've been having a tough time trying to record it and I think I have it figured out where you guys will get a link. Then you can share it with your friends and stuff like that. But other than that, it's been fun. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know it's Sunday night. Have a good rest of your week. Those of you who have school, good luck in school. And if we can have Elaine hold tight, Logan hold tight, everybody else, good night.
Thank you guys so much. Kelsey.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you guys so much. Rock on.
See you later, Austin. Bye, Charky, Jason.
This is not the last you will see of me.
I don't think you will. Yeah.
All right. Bye, Elaine. Thank you so much. You rock.
Yeah, bye. We'll see you later.